we got ReaZon in the building. How you feeling?
Doing well. How you doing today, Sly? How you doing?
I'm feeling like a million pennies right now, maybe nickels.
Awesome. That's
I'm
awesome.
moving up. I'm moving up.
I hear you. I hear you. Good. God bless. God bless, brother.
God bless you too, my brother. And it's absolutely a fantastic day because we got an amazing artist that's here. And let's start right away.
All right.
Reading. Is it reading or is it reading?
Reading. Like the Reading Railroad from Monopoly?
I was reading Reading.
Yeah, reading Reddit. Yeah.
And tell me about that place. How was that like starting out?
Growing up in Reading, it was tough, man. It was no easy place to grow up. It was considered the poorest city in the nation for a couple years in a row. I mean, it's about 80% residential, about 20% business, and there's no big business until, recently, the past 10, 15 years. But back in the 90s, it was rough, man.
Oh,
Uh,
it was
it was a
wow.
lot of it was a lot of violence, a lot of drugs around, but there was also a lot of educated people. There was a lot of community leaders and stuff like that. So it was a melting pot.
It was a melting pot, but a lot of people were melting, huh?
I hear you. I hear you. You had people coming from New York, people from Philly. So it was a cheap place to live. You know, so it draw people near there. So um
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's tough because sometimes it draws the wrong people there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, I had a mix of a bad crowd, I had a mix of a good crowd growing up. Um there's no place like it to me, so it's home to me. So
I love when you say that because I grew in Miami, so
Mhm.
it wasn't silver spoons at my dinner table. So I understand exactly what you're talking about. Your father left you at 5.
Well, that's a little bit of the story. At that time, I thought it was my dad, but I didn't find out till later in life that that wasn't my dad. It was my sister's dad. So he left when I was 5, and I didn't have another male role model in my life till I was around 12. So growing up
Around
with a
12
single,
years old.
growing up with a single mother, 5 kids, and I was the baby. You know, it,
That's tough.
it's tough, especially in the 90s. Um,
That's
but
that's almost as tough as the Eagles road schedule this season.
no, we're gonna do good. We're gonna do good this year. I got it on the wall. You see that?
I see it. I see it. Fly, Eagles fly.
Yeah, PA all day, baby.
So you're going through this single mother. It sounds so cliche, but it's so real, right? Because
Yeah,
unless you live it, you don't really understand how real it is.
for sure.
Growing up in that kind of environment, so music was a way for you to be able to just kind of escape.
Yeah, I mean, it got me in the wrong crowds as well because back then, it was freestyling on the corner wherever you can get at. Your boys get together, or even if you see a group freestyling, you try to jump in it. Sometimes it didn't always end well, but it was more about showing your prowess and how good you were with your skills back then. So you know, it connected me with a lot of people, but I was going through a lot of things at my time, so my struggle came out in my music, and I never wrote anything back then. I mean, I always freestyled. I wasn't a writer at all, so I freestyled everything, and whatever came out, and that was the culture, and I fell in love with
Yeah,
that culture. eh, that was like
absolutely.
right away. So, and not having a dad around, and my mom, you know, she didn't have much energy when it came to raising me. So I
Right.
was left to my own devices a lot of the time. So I ran the streets a lot. And that was a way for me to connect with the street, in a positive way, when there was so much negativity around me. So
Yeah. And I read something, even before you became a teenager at 6 or 7 years old, you're listening to DMX and Method Man.
Yeah,
Uh,
my brother, he went to the military and he had a Walkman and I stole his Walkman and used to listen to it in the bathtub.
that's so funny because it reminds me of me growing up. I used to do something similar, but in my time, I'm sounding like I'm a real old man, but
I
it,
mean, you
it
can't be
was
stupid, bro.
NWA straight out of Compton. I'm listening to. I'm like,
That's
whoa,
no, that's great stuff. You know, that's good stuff right there.
yeah,
NWA.
that's some great stuff.
For real.
And
So
and
you
what's interesting to me is that you had a passion for rhymes at a very young age. I mean from Dr. Seuss.
yeah.
I mean,
I
like I know that might sound kind of, but I love the fact that it normally develops at some
mm,
point uh differently for others, but for you it was early. So now moving on to your teen years,
mm,
this love is intensifying because it becomes a sense of therapy for you. But tell me
yeah.
how music was therapy for you.
Well, let me like I had siblings, but I have siblings, but they had a different life than I did. Um, when I would hit 12, my mom, she got a boyfriend or whatever, but he wasn't the greatest role model, and I needed an outlet. My sisters and my brother went to the military when I was young, you know, and he's 11 years older than me. So there's a huge age gap there. My sisters left when they were like 16. My older sister, she moved on to New York and she does her Broadway thing and stuff. So and my other two sisters moved out when they were 16. So I was kind of left with my mom.
Mhm.
But at that time, my mom didn't really have any care for how I turned out in life, right?
Right.
So at that time, the freestyling was transitioning into battle rap, right? And although I'm a fighter, I don't like to fight, and I'm not that type of egotistical person. So I transitioned out of battle rap, like freestyling, and I started to write my thoughts down. And
Mhm.
that's when I understood, okay, now I have a way of understanding what's going around me because I don't have a dad to talk to. I don't have a mom to go to for nurturing. So I had to do something. And I at that time I didn't know God was showing me how to take care of all my emotions and stuff like that. But so I had to figure that out by myself. So I took that writing in and I started to m- just write. I didn't make songs. I just wrote, and that's where I learned my passion for making music that meant something.
Start a new chapter, show you the inner crook, strip the game of what they after. Never had a choice cause this world chose disaster. It's time to understand that I'm different from the masters. I made my words strong, rhymes can hold truth. Send them down range, one chance in the booth. One shot to make it right, won't stand it if you lose. I will show you the direction, but we see from different views. Put you with the people, watch you from the heavens. Words can move earth, consider this a lesson. But you'll never learn the lesson. I provide you with the hearse. Now let's go and mic check him. I said mic check it. Mic tested it 1, 2. I got 38 reasons to put it on you. Who placed me with the people? Left without a clue. Now I'm fighting with this evil when it's getting hard to chew. What do I do? Where do I go? What am I saying? I can feel my mind ready to blow. What am I saving, Lord? Open up, show me this road. I will take it home all the way back to your throne. That's what you say me for. That's what you say me for. That's what you say me for.
And saying that God, God was navigating you,
Yeah,
and it's a
I didn't
it's a
know.
beautiful thing to say because when He puts His hand on you, he could be God. He's guiding you right through, and it doesn't seem like you see it right away sometimes.
No, sometimes no, especially at that time. I mean, I was young. I had no idea what I was doing with life or how to get grip on my emotions, but I knew around me was volatile, and I knew that I had to get up out of there, in a sense. So I just I use that as therapy to help me in life. And then
Very good for your story.
then it transitioned to actually writing songs, you know. So it went from that writing my thoughts down, getting my emotions out to okay, I have a passion for hip hop. I have a love for rhyming. Now let me start making music.
Wow, that's fantastic. And you have things that are going on in your life that you need to make music about. You had a son at 18 years old. His mom died at 2 years old. Sorry about that. Sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
And your longtime friend, who's your wife now, she helped raise your son, and you guys have 2 kids together as well. Is that correct?
You're correct. Yep. We have 2 of our own. Yeah, that was a tough time in my life. You know, now here I am trying to become a man at 18 and trying to figure that out. Now I have a kid, but I had a choice. I could do what I can continue down the road I'm on, or I can change my life, try to be a real man, because I got a little one to take care of, and I'm not going to let him turn out or deal with the situations that I had to deal with. So
Right.
I had chose to buck up and become a man, and then I got thrown into the wolves, bro. I had to get a job, and at that time, I mean, I've bounced around from place to place. Before that, I had my own place, then not, and all that stuff. But now it was serious. Like I got somebody to take care of. And
Absolutely.
so I got a job, and I had a place with her. We were raising him. I took a job with her dad building log cabins in Virginia. And then, and that time, she didn't want to stay up here by herself, so she moved down with her family in Tennessee. By the time I was done building the log cabin, she didn't want to move back to PA, but that was our plan in the beginning because this is our home, And she decided to stay down there, but it was toxic down there, and I had nobody down there. Granted, I didn't have many people up here either, but
right.
I knew here. I knew my home state, so we made plans to move back up here. I came up here, and I was standing in the apartment, and she was like, "I'm not coming." So, as devastated as I was, I had another choice to make. I was not moving back down there, and I decided I could be a dad wherever I'm at. I'm still young. Let me go to college, get my education. Do this, support him financially, go visit him until I can go back down there with a job, with a career, that kind of stuff. Because, she was a good mom, so it wasn't. And then there was a long story that happened. She got into a car accident. And before that, I decided to move down there. And yeah, eventually, anyway, I moved down there with my current wife now, because she was split up. She had a boyfriend at that time. I was with my wife now. We split up. And but I moved down there. We both moved down there, my wife and I now, to go raise my child, because at that time we didn't have kids. So I moved down there, and then she died 30 days later in a car accident. And then I had to fight for custody for 5.5 years down in Tennessee for the family, because they have the ear loss. So once I got custody, my wife and I took the whole family. We moved back up to PA, and here we are now.
The song you're hearing a sample of now is called Frontline from 2015, one of ReaZon's original songs exploring a period of his life where embracing faith led to social alienation, including familial opposition. Despite these challenges, he remained committed to his faith and embraced being on that front line of that war.
As I shoot my rhymes in the sky like a Roman that's throwing spears, I'm watching the flame rise, provoking all of my fears. No weather, storm to cry, so no, I am not starting here. The blood will shed from my eyes before they ever start to tell. When I face death, I'm alive. I decide when the rain is clear. This rain won't dissipate till my rivals all disappear. Y'all catch the heat in my brain till I burn through your top tier. Towards the money and fame, don't distort it. The end is near, you could call them victims of time on the totem. Hitching to find a true solemn place in the world. Ooh, that feeling is too sublime, like the sweet love from a girl, only able to blow your mind. You've been guided by false love. The truth is that you are blind, now you clouded by what you done. Facing what you can't find, and one day you'll have to become a true martyr by his design. In that moment, I close my eyes and my vision will reappear of us shooting rhymes in the sky like Romans.
I know, what a blessing for your wife now to have been there for you.
Amen.
And you know what I mean? I mean, that right there, yo, is like, hey.
Yeah, her and I, we went out when we were young, like 12, 13, around there. I broke up with her because my life was a mess, you know. And then when I moved back up here in that time of my son's mother and I splitting up, I moved back up here. I got a job. I started going to college. I met her again at a Reading Phillies baseball game. And we just kind of linked up. And, you know, she was in a tough spot as far as like emotionally. I was in a tough spot emotionally. And we just kind of took care of each other, you know, and we grew a family. And, you know, she's been a blessing for me, you know, and I thank God for her every day.
And let's talk about how you step to the plate musically, because your music from now creating songs, right? From freestyling on the block to now creating songs. Now you're making actual album material. But let's talk about this song, Here We Go Again.
All right. Here we go again. Whew. I thank God, man, because God has brought me a long way, and to be able to, my mind, it's a compilation of my brain used to be a mess, and the fact that I can write a song now is just His way of showing me that I got it together now. You know, I got all the pieces. I learned all the things that He was trying to teach me. Now I can finally open myself up and do this. You know, so
Right.
Here we go again. That kind of is the struggle that I've gone through, the daily warfare that I've gone through every single day with the one who steals, bro. You know, with
Right.
the powers that be in this world that just constantly attack you. It's like every single day you try to get ahead, and then here he comes. You know, it's like he knows your purpose, he knows everything you're thinking, you're saying. And it's like, here we go again. You know, we gotta fight that battle just to get through this one piece of life, you know.
Haha.
Back roll.
All right, I'm ready. Listen, every day I pray my brother's awake. Some say sleep, the dream eats him away. Well, today I sound the alarm, you can't come if you're late. Let's wake him up, Lord, we on our way. That's right, here we go again. Yeah, we know who we go against. Fighting what our life until it ends. Then we go again, against the same foe, different trench, toe to toe, throwing blows till it ends. Here we go again. Yeah, we know who we go against. Fighting what our life until it ends. Then we go again, against the same foe, different trench, toe to toe, throwing blows till it ends. Here we go again. I'm done waiting, I come for Satan. He's playing what mine's taking his time while the dumb take it. Get educated or be sedated, you can't evade it. It's wartime, there's war on my mind, find me your cadence. Undecorated, demons get faded, my tongue get bladed on both sides, my words like knives lie with the greatest. He hates I made it out of this jungle, ready to rumble. He fumbled the task, now I'm here blasting every rebuttal. I'm in this huddle with Jesus, peep the blood in my speech. It keeps me humble when I come through your speakers. You hear that drumming? God is coming to lead us. You never tussle or beat us, that muscle reaches your untouchable leaders. Believers, we're undefeated, yet unconceited. The ones who can see it, don't need a gun, we beat the drum till we bleed it, believe it. I keep my boots laced, tied to His grace. Let's wake 'em up, Lord, we on our way. That's right, here we go again. Yeah, we know who we go against. Fighting what our life until it ends. Then we go again, against the same foe, different trench.
And it, you know, and what you were saying is touching to me, because I've gone through the same stuff, man. I mean, some of the stuff that you're saying, especially talking about your father, I mean, I've gone through it myself. So I know exactly where you're coming from, brother. I've had it rough just like you, and having a single mother and all that kind of stuff. So I get it, and it's great that you found music to really to hold on to. Just, you know what I'm saying, to have something to hold on to.
You've been a friend within an enemy. Sabotage my life, yet see me when those nights get the best of me. I won't pretend to show you empathy when we're all alone. See, we both know that truth will be a rest in peace. We tend to clash, right or wrong in the past. Nowadays, braving these thoughts got us to ask, what's the lesson? Question yourself before you guess. You and I know when it's hell that we're both blessed. I could tell we fell in this trap too many times. Picked ourselves up from the back, treading these lines. It's a war when your life's in the trench, testing your mind. You decide there's no hiding your flesh when in depth's eye. It reminds you that knife's edge is a ledge high. Flying too close when it's sun, where they let pride provoke you. He's coming to show you the dead rise. Let him hold you, but go where that hope is a red sky. Like I told you, a soldier has to go through. Since it as a storm, both torn by what we know. You can feel it in your core, can't afford to be the old you. I know who you feel, and that mirror is a bold view. When that smoke clears, I'll be hit a bit of cold. Shedding those tears, turning memories to gold. Spending those years learning how to sow lemons when they froze. To be clear, I won't settle till it grows, heaven knows.
How did you come up with your name?
Reason?
What was the reason?
Because I believe there's many reasons, but I believe there's a reason for everything, man. First off, but you know, God gave us a reason for being here. We just that is, and so we spend our whole life trying to find that reason, and it dictates who we become. And I just hope one day I can be an example of the reason why we're supposed to be here in the first place. You know what I mean? And
wow, that's it.
For me to even try to do that, but that's one of my goals.
That's a good goal to have.
Mm-hmm.
Really good goal to have. Now, with the single "Here We Go Again," that's out on the platforms. Where can the audience go to it, support it, listen to it?
It's on SoundCloud right now, and it's on Instagram. I'm working on trying to get it on Spotify. I'm a dad. I've worked full time. I got 3 kids, so I do this on my own. So I'm trying to figure out a way now. God finally put me in a place where I can try to get it on Spotify and get it distributed, across those platforms. But that's coming soon. So right now it's SoundCloud. SoundCloud is where I'm trying to draw people to. So and Reverb Nation.
And Reverb Nation. And are you planning on working on an album?
Yes. I have a couple of songs I'm working on right now. And I get my winter break from work, and then I go record. I'll have about 4 more songs to come out with, and then I want to release them all. The ones that 4 out now, with the 4 that are coming out next year as an album, and then I'll start working on compilations. I want to start working with other artists and stuff like that. So
yeah, and it's I like how you're doing it too, right? You work and you live life and you store data and you go through things and then you take a break and now you got to release all that stuff.
Yeah, because I work about 10 months out of the year, but I work hard, and then I get 2 months off. So that 2 months hiatus from work, I relax, I do my music, I record. I spend that time to focus on family and rejuvenation, and I get back to it, so.
You get back to it, man. Something tells me you're gonna be hitting them stages really soon.
Man, I appreciate you, bro. But I love your enthusiasm for sure. I'm trying, I reach out to my local festivals and stuff. I wrote emails. I'm trying to reach out. Like I said, I just jumped on this a month ago or 2 ago, trying to get this rolling. So, I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Hey, ReaZon, I think that we have a really great reason to have you on this show. You have been nothing but a fantastic soul, man. I wish the best for you.
I appreciate you.
Let's shake the world, brother.
Take it up. Amen.
Hey girl, have you ever been to Secret Sisters Boutique? It's over there by Mom's Diner, right here in Pahrump. Well, they're a clothing consignment store with clothes, shoes, purses, jewelry, and they have everything. And they're having a $5 bag sale all through the month of December. I know, right? Let's meet up there.
Secret Sisters is located at 1240 State Street in Pahrump, Nevada. For more information, call 775-727-4488. That's 775-727-4488.
Need to get away? Then escape to Bookworm Haven, a treasure trove of used and new books from young adult, romance, Western, contemporary and classic titles in fiction and nonfiction, and a huge children's section. And we have gift cards for that special someone who loves to read and may be difficult to shop for. We were recently featured in the Pahrump Valley Times and have been family owned since 1985. We accept trade-ins with credit towards your purchase and are open from Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Scan the QR code to follow us on Facebook or call 775-727-4186. That's 775-727-4186. You deserve to feel great about the way you look. A Beauty by Design provides expert permanent makeup and training in Henderson, Nevada. They also perform scar camouflage, paramedical tattooing, and so much more. Certified permanent makeup technicians are in high demand, and A Beauty by Design offers the best hands-on training program to prepare you for the industry. Call 702-872-3022 or visit abeautybydesign.com. That's abeautybydesign.com.